Solo. Solo. I'm on that solo tip. You see the screenshots, man. I've been playing random rec, which is why you haven't seen me put out a video in a minute. I ain't got nothing to put out. The Pro-Am team ain't really been playing. So I've been playing random rec. Not winning every game, not losing every game or whatever. But it's been an okay experience. I mean, for the most part, once you make it to about that gold or purple plate, you'll get some decent games. Of course, the teams are not as good as like an actual Pro-Am team where you know what everybody's going to do, but for the most part, it's decent. You know, basically, more than likely, one person lag out, somebody lag out on the other team, so you can put the AI versus the AI, and you just play. Just play. Reason why I'm able to do it so well is because I'm playing point guard. I'm a great passer. Once teams realize I can pass, we tend to have a pretty good flow offensively. None of those guys play defense. It just is what it is. They don't adjust defensively. It's bad. I know it's bad because one game I was playing and dude had like 40-something points. 40-something points. We ended up winning the game. I probably had like 12 assists, 7 points, 8 points, something like that. And I went to go look at this nigga's player card at the end of the game. Nigga had like a 30 win percent. But he's a purple plate, gold plate, or whatever. And he was not missing. And I'm looking at a lot of these guys' player cards and win percentages. They win percentages be trash. Like for real. But that's what I'm playing with. So when teams are not playing defense and all this other stuff, you just gotta adjust as best you can. You know, I come out there, I don't try to necessarily run point. If I can, I can. If I gotta go be a spot up shooter, I'll be a spot up shooter. I'm not about to get in nobody's way, but I am gonna play defense. I'm gonna guard my man, and I'm gonna try to make it an enjoyable experience because shit, I'm trying to win at the end of the day. With that being said, the reason why the team ain't played is just schedules. It ain't no big mystery or nothing. We've been in the chat trying to play. We always got 3 or 4 people. You know, we always get famous one person short. And sometimes I even see enough people to play, but they might be playing with the IRLs or whatever. I don't trip about none of that. It is what it is. At the end of the day, when it comes to team stuff, you have to sacrifice and make time to do it. You know, if you're busy, you're busy. If life is happening, life is happening. Now, for life to have been happening for 4 days seemed kind of crazy. Damn near a week. But it is what it is. You know, you wait till you get the next opportunity to play, and then you can, you play. With that being said, the reason why I'm on that solo time and the reason why I'm kind of like, I don't want to say over it, but the reason why I'm kind of like nonchalant about this whole shit is because I put a goal out there and I've been making these videos with a particular goal in mind. The goal is to play against Joe Knows, Black Market. The significance of that has nothing to do with the fact that Joe Knows is probably like the biggest name, at least that I can think of in the 2K community at the moment. But it's more so a thing where I felt like they were the best Pro-Am team. I felt like they had the best player in the world in Swag Godly. And I just want to see where we stack up. The goal of playing them started by us getting a 2K arena, which as you can see right now, still look like a little high school gym. You gotta win like 20 games, get to the arena. After that, the next step would have been beating at least 5 top 100 opponents. And that could go one of 2 ways. You either actually play against them when you play against them is say they're this ranked team in the world. Play against 5 of those teams. If not, there are teams out there whose record don't reflect how good they are. They just in the Discord, they just match up against teams. If we could have beat 5 of those teams, I would have took that just the same. It is what it is. Now, at the end of doing that, the last step would have been just playing against Black Market, and I actually wanted to play a series as opposed to just playing one game. You play one game, let's just say we play one game and we beat them. I would have been great because the goal would have been completed. Chances are, the fact that they play as much as they do and we play as little as we do, we was not gonna beat them. But who knows? We might. If any given day, if my team is like really locked in, I feel like we can beat anybody. That's just me. That's how I feel. No, cool. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is to take a chance. Now, I was watching Bauer stream one night. Bauer's the lockdown on that team. And he was talking about doing a series. I asked the man, yo, how do you do a series? My team would like to play against y'all. He said, to play a series, it's going to cost $250. $50 a head. So each person put in $50. Ready for $250. The winner, pretty much wins $50. And for black market, they don't necessarily need the money. They're not necessarily playing for money. It just makes it interesting for them, right? They are getting sponsorships, their own Twitch and all this other stuff. They make that type of money regularly off of 2K. My team in a situation, I don't know everybody's situation, but I'm pretty sure if we really wanted to, as many builds as people have and as much as they spend on 2K, I'm pretty sure everybody can afford the $50. But I was informed by the team, they're not interested. Of course, if we happen to play against them for free, like we just happen to match up against them, whether we played them in the rec, because they was just in the rec one night, or we just loaded up and we actually happen to go against black market, I'm pretty sure, yeah, everybody be geeked to play, but there's no risk involved. So losing that game wouldn't mean anything. And to be honest, I'm one of the type of people that learned very early that you have to sometimes invest into the things that you want to do. The investment is worth it, not necessarily for monetary value. That comes later. It's called delayed gratification. The purpose of which it would have been for me to play one, I would have had multiple games to scout who I feel is the best team in the world. Scout how they move. You get a chance to look at the builds. Of course, they have YouTube videos where you can do that, but like literally, you can have a player card or a game sheet that literally tells you everything you need to know. How many steals, how many threes people got, and you get a chance to just watch that film back. That is invaluable. Like, if I'm able to take who I feel is the best team in the world, who I played against, and have that game film for like 3 or 4 games, like what it does for my particular pro-am team, and in my case, is it gives me a chance to show the difference in what the best players in the world are doing versus what we're doing. If we're doing very similar things, that's critical information to know. And Black Market is a team I watch often. Like I said, because I feel like they have the best player in the world in Swag. That when you're watching other teams play against this team, it's easy to be like, oh, my team would do this, or my team would do that, or, we can beat them here, we can beat them there. It's a whole nother thing to actually be on the sticks playing against that type of talent, knowing there's a good chance you're probably going to lose, or knowing there's a good chance you probably can win. It doesn't matter. It just gives you information that you will have for the rest of your life, pretty much. Like, I would have that game film for the rest of my life, and I could study it. I could be like, okay, I need to learn how to do this. I need to learn how to do that. For the most part, if Joe Knows is playing point, they play 5 out. If Tupac is running point, they play pick and roll. But nonetheless, their defensive tendencies and what they're looking at looks the same. Get a chance to go against a very talented lockdown in Bauer. Like, he probably would make it the most challenging for me just based off what I've seen. His ability to adjust, and then the way they communicate as a team. All that stuff is valuable information. Not to mention, If we played against them, not only would you get like my perspective of it, all those guys are streaming. All those guys make YouTube videos. You're going to get their side and their opinion and what they're saying in that game film. It's so many layers to unpack. Not to mention, I'm a very small time YouTuber. That might be a networking opportunity if I actually did want to put more into YouTube to talk to somebody who's actually doing it on a bigger scale. You know, realizing how much time they're actually putting into this game. How long does it take them to make a video? You know, when they're making the build, what they're thinking about. That's all critical information that could have been done just by having a series against this team. Of course, my team isn't looking at it like that. They're probably looking at it like, I don't want to lose $50. And it's two ways to go about that, because it's like, okay, let's just say everybody put up 50, we played the series. Let's just say we lost. Let's just say we lost every game, got blown out by like 50 every game. My teammates are probably going to look at it differently from me. And then let's just say I'm the one that put up the whole 250. At that point, do I still, break them off something because they're the ones that put in the work to actually win the series? Because at the end of the day, I felt like I'm the only one that was confident in us in the first place, because I would have been the only one to put the money up. If I put up the whole 250 and we actually won, I would have just made $250. Is that fair? Does that sound selfish? Like I get it. Every time money comes into the equation, it can drastically pull and drift things, but you have to be able to look at things where everybody has a chance to be on the same page. So once I was pretty much informed that they really weren't trying to play or nothing like that, I look at it like, okay, we might as well just be the greatest rec team of all time. And even when I said that statement, one of my teammates came back and said, no, we can still get the arena. Getting the arena would be cool. We can still play Pro-Am and all this stuff. And I'm at a point now where I'm no longer chasing perfection. Like, with my teammates now, it's just more so, let's just go play. We adjust when we can adjust. But I no longer am trying to build this perfect Pro-Am team, or trying to build a team that I think can beat any of these types of. I'm just going to go play. And at the end of the day, that might be all my teammates want to do anyways, just go play. It's not a bad thing. It's not, the end of the world or anything. I know the way I felt when the team said they weren't trying to do it. I felt like they did not believe in me as a team captain. They didn't believe in my 2K skills as a player. This is just, honestly, this is how I felt. I'm just being honest. To me, it was an opportunity of a lifetime, and for them, it probably just was not that serious. No side is wrong. No side is wrong. It's not a thing where it's like, oh, since y'all don't want to do it my way, fuck y'all. No. It just gets an understanding of where, how people look at it and where they want to take this thing. I'm only going to play 2K so much more longer. Might be a long time. Who knows? I might play 2K the rest of my life, for all I know. I doubt when I'm 70, 80 years old, I'm still playing 2K, but who knows? At the end of the day, I get a chance to hang out with some people that I've been knowing for some years at this point. After all these years, if this is how they feel about the game, all I can do is rock with it. Like I said, in my opinion, let's just go out there and be the greatest rec team of all time. I don't think really playing for the arena and all that stuff matters if we're not going to play against the best team or the best teams, to where we're trying to play in leagues and tournaments and play against some of these other teams for bigger money. And for me, like I said, it's not about the money. If I was able to take off in YouTube and stuff like that, I would have no problem giving my teammates some of that profit. It only makes sense. I want them to receive the same success that I'm receiving if we're all playing. It only makes sense. And if that don't happen, cool. I might have fun playing 2K either way. So this team that we're playing against right now, as you can see, the score ain't really close. This came off of like 5 days of us not playing as a unit. The random rec I've been playing, it is what it is. Hopefully, at some point, we can kind of like get back to just playing. At this point now, I'm looking at the team like, let's go get the arena. And then after we get the arena, let's go beat those 5 teams. I'm trying to, just because the goal ain't the same for everybody, does not mean the stuff that you set out to do, you can't achieve it. Who knows? The one thing that's constant in life is change. You might be able to change somebody's mind. I doubt it with the whole playing against black market thing, but I might look at my team at some point and actually believe, you know what, we can't beat anybody in the world. That confidence for me is kind of gone after going through this experience, but I still think we're a very good Pro Am team. It's not very many teams that's just gonna come out and just flat out beat us. That's the honest to God truth. Not too many teams out there in the rec that's just gonna come out there and beat us. There's not too many teams that I feel like have as much chemistry as we do. And to be honest, outside of playing against a team that's on every single day, where the team is literally just amazing, you're not gonna beat us. You cannot be the team we're going against now. I don't necessarily think they're bad, but if we had to play a wager against them, if we lost to them, I would feel some type of way about my team. I'm just being honest. They don't have no player that's extremely glitchy. They're not running offense that'll make you think and have to react really fast. I expect us to beat them. And if we play teams on this caliber, I expect similar results. As far as the particular teammates that I run with, I don't even think that matters anymore. Before, it was kind of like me tailoring, who's going to play, who's not going to play, what lineups I can put out on the floor. At this point, it don't even matter anymore. Whatever 5 we got, let's run. If we lose, so what? It doesn't really matter. It's as long as we're going to come out there and play the next game, it don't really matter. You might as well just hop on this bitch and get buckets. That's all you can do. Hop on, get some motherfucking buckets. Say you had a good day. Go on from there. Now, with that being said, I have been making all these new builds. Like I said, the build I'm using right here in this video, 99 3-ball build. I truly might be done with the shit. When I first started playing, it's a particular style I like to play, it's a particular build I like to use. I'm going to just start using that. A lot of times I switch up my build to make sure I'm at the 1 and all this other stuff, but I just want to play, get out here and hoop, and hopefully my teammates play well that game. That's how I'm looking at it. Hopefully we just play well as a unit, as a team. And if we don't, fuck it, it'll be another game, another time. NBA 2K27 is on the horizon. We're gonna be doing the same shit next year. To be honest with you. I actually have been thinking about making a league. I was asked about this because I ran the league back in 23, I believe. And for the most part, I was able to find some teams that enjoyed it. The only thing I don't think I would like about trying to do a league now is the fact that everybody can do everything. Back in 23, everybody might have had the same type of build, everybody had a 6'9", but everybody could not do everything. Now, literally, everybody can shoot a 3-pointer, everybody can play defense, everybody can do everything. And you can't really separate talent. My thing was built kind of like how the NBA is. You have a star, I make sure to recognize the star. You're a specialist. I try to put what you're special at. But how can I really do that now when like literally everybody can do everything? You know, I would have to give every single player the same symbol. Like, there's no originality in the shit anymore. So, plus, with the way people are scoring the ball, that is a lot of stats to try to keep up with. I built the stat tracker. I made sure it works. You know that, and that's great. But like, that's a lot of stats to keep up with. And going back to having like a like-minded goal, I would need a lot of help to run a league of the caliber that I would want to do. I don't even know how many teams I would want to do. So I mean, I don't know. I'll look into it. Maybe maybe if my teammates say they're willing to help and do a couple of things that I need done, I'll probably go ahead and make another league, and we just kind of end the year like that, and we can start off the new 2K going into more league style instead of just throwing y'all some YouTube videos. But anyway, that's my rant. I'm on that solo tip right now, and I'm gonna be on that for a long time. It's been Lethal. I'll catch y'all in the next video. I'm out.